Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So before we start anything, can we first talk about how cute my sweater is? I love this. I was thrift shopping with my friend Bailey and she actually found this and she was like,
"You have to get it."
and I was like, I have to get it. So today we are going to be talking about this huge ass face sponge that I found. So this is it right here in the components. I did take it out and open it already, so I tried to put it back in and it didn't really want to fit right, so if it looks a little weird, that's why. It's from Real Techniques, and I know that they have had their face and body sponge for a while now, and it's just the original orange form, and it's basically a larger version of their original sponge, but this one is a pink version that they came out with, and I've never seen this before. I don't really know if there's like a significant difference between this one and the other one, but this does feel a bit different from the original Real Techniques sponge. Like I said, I haven't used it yet, but I did take it out and like feel it already, and I would say it's a little bit more dense than the other one. I feel like the other Real Technique one, it was very light and spongy and like airy, to where I feel like whenever I would wash it, it would rip very easily. This one feels a little bit more durable. I just took it out of the packaging. Yeah, this one feels a little bit more durable. So on the packaging, it says it's a miracle face and body sponge. It says it's for bronzer, tanner, and foundation. And then on the back, it's just like cover, blend, contour. And it says round side for blending, flat edge for contouring, pointed tip for concealing. Use damp or dry with liquid foundations, liquid or powder bronzers, and self tanners. So it says that I can use this for powder bronzer. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do my foundation with this, and we're gonna do some powder bronzer with this. And if it starts turning out bad, I'm just gonna switch to a brush because I do have to go somewhere today. So this is what it looks like in comparison to my face, and this is it dry. So I am gonna go dampen it, and I do think that it's gonna grow quite a bit. So you can see off the bat, literally one thing and I'm done. Like literally it's my whole forehead, like 1, 2, 3, done. So I'm gonna go wet this bad boy and I will be right back. So when I first bought this, I wanted to compare it to my original Real Techniques sponge just so you could kind of see the difference in size. Then I realized that mine ripped and I ended up throwing it away. I don't know, I can't find it anywhere. So I do have two objects to show you comparison to, just so you can kind of get an idea of how big it is to like familiar items. So this is it after it's wet. You can see it's way bigger now. It's literally covering my face. It's huge. So I have an EOS egg. Most people know how big these are. You know, there's little eggs that you open them up and they have like a dome. Just gonna use some of that. So I have this right here, and then this is it in comparison to the EOS egg. You can see that this thing is massive. And then I also have a box, like the wall charger piece, just to show you in comparison, because I feel like a lot of people have these and know how big these are. So this is it right here. You can see in comparison, it is very big, very, very big. So we're gonna go ahead and use this bad boy. I love how it feels. It's just like, I don't know, it's like a little more dense than the original one, but I like that. I don't like sponges that are too like porous, because I feel like they suck up all the product. I feel like this is dense enough to where it's gonna spread the product but not soak it all up. Alright, I'm going to spray my face with some of this Wet n Wild stuff that I still don't like the scent of, but keep using for some reason. I really like how this primer works. I don't know if it's like really making a significant difference. I feel like it is, but I also could just be crazy. So, you know, not really sure. Again, I have all my makeup over here. I don't know why. I've just been really liking filming by this window. I think it's kind of peaceful to film in my bedroom versus going upstairs and doing the whole beauty thing. So I'm just taking a break from filming under the beauty lights and just using natural lighting. I feel like with natural lighting, you can see all my texture and all my redness and everything a lot better. I feel like the beauty lights kind of wash everything out. So I like this. And I'm using the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I just got this. This is going to be my third time using it, and I really, really like it. I got it per Kathleen Light's recommendation, and she never does me wrong. Never does me wrong. Okay, I am going to have my glasses on for this, because if not, I won't be able to see what's going on, if it's really working or not. So I guess let's just go for it. Not too bad so far. Not too shabby. I've only used this foundation with a brush, so this is actually my first time using this foundation with a sponge in general. I do feel like it got it done very fast. I'm already done blending. I'm just kind of like perfecting it and buffing it out. I think it did a pretty good job. The foundation looks really good. Like I said, I really like this foundation. So if you're curious how much product is on the sponge, this is it right here. I mean, I think this is a decent regular amount of product that a sponge would pick up. I mean, I don't know. I feel like lately I've just been really into brushes. I haven't been using sponges lately. I kind of got rid of all my sponges. I just felt like they were dirty and some of them got lost, and I just ended up getting rid of most of them and lost a lot of them. So I've just been really into brushes lately. Also, with this foundation, this is the only foundation that I've ever got to stick on my nose without having to powder it and do all kinds of crazy things to it. It literally just sticks to my nose. It's fantastic. I love this foundation. It smells like sunscreen, kind of mixed with chocolate, but like not in a sweet way. I can't really describe it, but it's good. You should definitely try it out if you haven't tried it out already. I think it was $12, so it is on the little bit more pricier side for drugstore, but to me, I think it's worth it so far. I usually don't buy drugstore foundations that are that expensive, but I don't know. Something in me was like, you know what, girl? Try it out. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. And I did. Love this foundation so much. I'm gonna add a little more on my nose. That's another thing I like about it. I feel like I can add and build up the coverage and it doesn't make it look cakey or anything like that, because I have that problem whenever I start building things up on my nose. Maybe whenever I put foundation and 2 layers of concealer, like all kinds of things on my nose, starts looking really like dry and I get like these weird patches. I feel like with this foundation that doesn't happen, and the sponge is doing good. So this foundation definitely works with a sponge. Literally like 3 little taps on my forehead and I'm done blending on my forehead. I love it. It's just so time efficient and easy. I love it. Alright guys, well I think my foundation is done. If I do say so myself, my skin looks really good right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get some concealer on, and then we're going to do some powder, and we're going to do some powder bronzer, all with this little guy. We're going to do a little Maybelline Fit Me moment today. Haven't used this in a long time. I just purchased it recently. Again, this was like the first concealer I ever bought when I first started doing makeup, and I really liked it, and I don't know why I stopped using it. I guess I just ran out of it and never bought it back. But now we have her, and now we're going to see how she does. Yes, I'm aware this concealer looks really dark, which I don't understand why. It's the shade Light. It's the second lightest shade, so I don't understand. But I think that's why I stopped using the concealer, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think I remember it being like too dark, even the lightest shades, because I like my concealer to be a little bit lighter, but that's okay, because I'm not really going for like a full highlight contour look today. So if my foundation is the same color as my concealer, I'm not really tripping over it. I find that lately I don't really trip over those kind of things. Just let everything go with the flow. I think the concealer looks okay. The only thing I will say is I think it's kind of hard, obviously, to reach in here with something this big, so I kind of had to, you know, squeeze it and manipulate it, which, I mean, isn't a problem. I mean, I probably wouldn't use this for concealer every time. I'd probably just use this for foundation or powder. But let's go ahead and powder our face, and then we'll move on to the bronzing aspect of it, which I'm really curious about because I can't see how this sponge would work for powder bronzer, but I mean, we'll see. Of course, we're using our favorite on this channel, the Colourpop No Filter Concealer Powder, or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. No Filter Powder, I think. I don't know. I really like it for setting my under eyes because I feel like it's one of the only powders that doesn't make my under eyes look heavy. And I think a lot of powders, like especially that Maybelline Loose Fit Me powder or whatever it's called, I think it gives me like a gray cast. Every time I set my under eyes look gray for some reason, and I'm not fucking with it. So far so good. I mean, I think I'm pretty powdered. So let's get into the bronzer. I'm just now realizing that my cat is in the background looking psychotic. Hey! Like I've said before, there's a window behind me and there's like a squirrel in the tree, so I think that's why she's looking like that. So I'm just gonna move right there and cover her up. Okay, bronzer. I don't know how to do this. I'm just gonna... Ooh, lots of product. Alright, let's do this. I think I'm just gonna, is anything happening? Is anything? I don't know if anything's happening. Here's the tea with the bronzing situation. I feel like you could make it work, I guess, with a powder bronzer. I mean, it was giving a little bit, but I think it's way more easy just to use a brush, get it done, get it over with, and I think that you would really waste the product of the bronzer. And also it dirtied my sponge up. Like, look at the sponge now. It's full of bronzer, so I'm gonna have to wash it before I use it again. So that's just kind of annoying. I think it's easier just to use a brush. I mean, probably with cream bronzer it would work best, but I don't know. Probably not. I wouldn't probably use it with a powder bronzer again. So I'm gonna finish up my makeup and then I'm gonna give my final thoughts. Alright, so I went ahead and finished my makeup up with brushes. And I mean, obviously I didn't do anything crazy. I'm just going to hang out with Bailey. So I just wanted to give some final thoughts on the sponge. Where's she at? Here she is. Yeah, would not recommend using powder bronzers for it. Like I said, all I think it did was make my sponge dirty, and now I have to clean it. But I really do like the sponge. It was like $7, I think, $7 to $9, don't remember, but something like that. So I definitely think it was worth it. Definitely think you should try it out. I'm happy that I got it. I'm interested in getting the orange one now just to compare the difference. Anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions on the sponge. This is the little packaging that it comes in, just in case you were wondering, and if you saw it in Ulta. I got it from Ulta. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.